It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cashed out at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Aegis. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I could face the rim, putting shots up. I got laser focus, about to take it over, I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasted film, I can fill a pool, we gon' make them swim. Nigga front you some money, I just got a bag. Even Knievel, I still in my dad. Sweet to your people, before we hit your peephole and bim your burrito, nigga, that's a rap. I got to put my team up on the map. Army fatigue, I really got the scrap. Watch your demeanor for you take a nap. They call me Lupita, boy, I'm finna black. They been looking for me, but I'm here now. Everything I wanted, I've been getting. Separated from them fake niggas, never played a second, I'm a man. Had to struggle on the back road, in a trailer park, I was living. Nowadays, a nigga winning. Only use a phone to talk business.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there this evening. In this video, we're going to be getting into DaBaby, okay? Now, he's got a new interview out with Apple Music and Nadeska. And in that interview, they got onto the subject of him wanting to be one of the guys. And when I say one of the guys, I mean one of the top guys, one of the top dogs. You know what I'm saying? He says that he wants to compete with the Kendrick Lamars, the Drakes, the J Coles. He wants to be put in that same conversation, right? As far as like being a giant in hip hop, being one of the legends. He actually made the bold claim of calling himself the best rapper alive. Now, me personally, I don't see a conversation where DaBaby would ever be welcomed into that conversation, or for anybody that would come out of their face and say that he's the best rapper alive. I don't foresee that conversation ever happening. It would be a cold day in hell. Maybe the Iceman can help it freeze over before we say that. But I do want to say that him voicing this isn't controversial to me. Because every rapper, especially if you take the craft serious at any level, you should want that. You should state that. You should want to be the best. You should want to be among the best. You should want to be among the giants, right? And of course, Drake is in that conversation not off of lyrical ability and skill, but more so off of popularity, longevity, and, general cultural relevance. There's some people out there that feel like he's in that conversation lyrically. I wouldn't, but that's neither here nor there. So let's go ahead and pull up the interview clip where DaBaby gets into this and see if there's anything else contextually here that I may have missed.
Up there with Drake, Kendrick, Cole, and a lot of people say shit like that, but they don't mean it. As in, they don't really want to make the moves that will get them to that point. And listening to this album, I felt like, all right, you're really ready to like let us in a different way. And it sounds like you actually really mean that.
1,000%. 1,000%.
Have you always felt that? Or was it ever just for fun?
No. Like you can go back to when I first started, like I always say like, and I know a lot of people say they the best, but like, I say like I'm the best motherfucking rapper. Like I've been saying it. Like, and I often say it when I do my freestyles or whatever. Like this is a phrase of mine that a lot of people are familiar with me saying it, but I definitely do mean that. And it ain't no, of course I feel like everybody should feel like they the best, but I'm not talking like that when I say that. Like I'm better than these niggas. Like I really mean that. Like I don't want it to come off like the cliche thing when, well, you should feel like you the best too. Like I feel like a lot of people say that, but they're not at that level. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I have the ability to, go anywhere. You know what I mean? Musically, like I can literally do it. Even if we strip everything else away and just go back to being in front of a microphone and putting music on, like I can get in there with the best of them. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, you're gonna have to go get one of those guys. Like 1,000%, you know, and it ain't no, you know, it's nothing to be frowned upon or whatever. Like, I would love to work with these guys. Like, it take me saying that type of shit and then putting it on display with the music and, you know, putting the music out for those doors to open up for these, you know, for me to end up in the rooms with these guys and on the records with these guys. Those are the type of people that like I feel like it's important for them to know, like, nah, like I'm like that. Like, I get it in, like, for real. And a lot of people know, like, the hip hop OGs, everybody, it's respect is there for sure. Especially what I be going to go do with my guy Just Incredible when I go do my freestyles every now and then. I'm due for another one right now. I'm about to go do another one real soon, just for the hell of it. But I love doing that because that's when it's just, you can't run from it. Like, it's raw. I like to take people's favorite songs and boom, you know what I mean? Get in front of a microphone, put a camera in front of me, and put it on display. And I ain't seen nobody ever see me do what I do and not recognize it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that ain't even like what I do it for. Like, I actually got real passion for that shit. So, you know, it's just a beautiful space to be in where I'm comfortable with putting that type of music out, you know what I'm saying? And not just chasing a hit or, you know, going with the flow with whatever else is going up. Cause I like to do that too. Like, it's still a business, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day. But, you know, when you make the business like what it is that you're passionate about, that's when everything come together. And that's what this album is like. And, you know, now I'm right back in rooms like this in front of you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. So that's DaBaby giving his explanation as to why he feels he's the best rapper alive. He's the best rapper out and can't nobody touch him. And he wants to be in that conversation. Once again, I still feel like everybody should feel that way. But then he actually goes on to say, I'm not just saying it in that context of everybody should feel like they the best. He says he genuinely believes it and wants to show and prove. Okay? Now, me personally, once again, I disagree with his sentiment, but I appreciate it all the same, right? Because I think we do need that to be the mentality if this thing is going to continue, if we're still going to have rappers out here, you know, performing at a high level. And we're not just talking about analytics and metrics. We're talking about performing at a high level in terms of lyrical content, in terms of lyrical depth, in terms of stepping in front of a microphone and just getting that verse off and leaving an impact on the room. That is the foundation of what it is that we all come here for, right? Before there was a hit record or whatever, niggas had the speakers at the motherfucking park jam, a mic, 2 turntables. What the fuck is you gonna get up here and say? Because if you ain't talking about nothing, we're gonna take that mic. You might get your ass beat if depending on how niggas feel that day. You know what I'm saying? And I do think that has to come back, right? We've been hearing about this cleanse, this reset. We've been hearing about the fact that we need to appreciate hip hop. Hip hop is going back underground and all of this different type of stuff. These sizzle words and buzzwords and these things that make you feel good and empowered when you say it. But I don't think people really understand what comes with these things when you say them and you say that that's what we need to do, because we still need people to show up and support. We need people like myself to still talk about these things and amplify it in others and not be afraid to, because the people that say these things are only feeding lip service, right? Feels good. It sounds good. It feels empowering. But if you don't actually put action behind that and support the people that do these things, then it's all for naught, right? So I do appreciate DaBaby being not the biggest rapper out, but somebody who does have a profile, who does have fans, a backing. He has a record that's going crazy right now with the pop that ain't gonna wear it in your hand. You know, he got that shit going crazy. And, you know, it's well documented. I haven't been the biggest fan of DaBaby. You know what I mean? I haven't been the biggest fan of his music. I've been less of a fan of his personality and his actions. You know what I mean? Um, that shit he went up there and did on the Rolling Loud stage was egregious. The fact that he brought Tory Lanez out on that motherfucking stage right after Megan Thee Stallion was up there knowing that that nigga had a restraining order and all that crazy shit, egregious. I could never excuse it. I could never forget it. I could never act like it never happened, right? But if I isolate that situation and all of the bullshit and just take it back to the statements of what he's saying and standing on at this time, I can get behind the messaging. I don't think he's the right person to say it because I don't believe any of it. You know what I mean? I think he believes it. But as a listener, you ain't that. You know what I mean? But again, you're supposed to feel like it. Now, am I saying he can't rap? Absolutely not. He's definitely gone up to multiple platforms and done freestyles and has barred up and rapped for 5-6 minutes, different beats, all different type of shit. He does it, a couple times a year. I've mentioned it before. Sometimes this nigga will pop out and he'll, have all types of buzz, people jumping on and acting like he's one of the hardest out. A couple times a year, do a freestyle and it's like, oh, DaBaby is killing it. Right? And I'd be like, man, all it takes is a nigga to come out and do a freestyle and y'all will forgive the motherfucker, right? But on a rap level, do I see him as a top 10, 15 rapper? No. I think Meek Mill will rap him under the table still, despite how people perceive and look at him. You know what I mean? We're not even gonna get into the Kendricks of the world or even J. Cole's of the world. But I think Meek Mill will rap him under the table today. I think Wale was still do him dirty. You know what I mean? Wale hasn't come out and done like a freestyle. He'll drop a Lucy here and there. But I think Wale will give him fits. Hell, Ruben Vincent will give him fits. Goddamn, hell, even Reason, who, has dug himself out of possible irreparable harm to himself, would rap that nigga into oblivion. You know what I mean? Ray Vaughn, K Cash. There's a lot of motherfuckers out here that DaBaby is not equipped. You know what I mean? And the thing about it is he has a very distinct flow, a distinct style. But I think a lot of the rappers that I just named, they could do what he does. I don't think he can do what they do, right? I don't think he really knows how to fully pace himself as a rapper and not sound reminiscent of Silk the Shocker. You know what I mean? And I don't think he's done himself any favors to really achieve that Kendrick, Cole, Drake level in the mainstream either, because he's done so many things that have had him reprimanded by the public. You know what I mean? Like he's had moments, but ever since that bullshit he pulled a few years ago, all it has been is moments. So I don't even think that there will be a time where he's like fully welcomed to the table, because again, his personality and who he is at the fabric of himself as a person. Now, what I've seen as far as him with his family, his kids, and as a father, I think he shows up for them. I think that's dope. But outside of that, I don't feel like he's shown that level. I think when he first came out, he definitely had a magnetism about him. He definitely loved being in front of the camera. He has charisma. He has all of those different things. But the ingredients of the recipe just don't fully mesh together, right? But if there's anything that I take away from that conversation between himself and Nadeska that I do co-sign, is that we need more rappers to feel like they're the best, want to prove they're the best, and are willing to actually stand on that when confronted, right? I think we're absolutely missing that. And it's not about like wanting to battle niggas or anything like that. It's to not be afraid to battle, but you don't have to. It's just that it's just walking in the room full of killers and knowing that I possess the weaponry to take any of you motherfuckers out if needed. If a motherfucker put a beat on right now, I know I got 5 of them motherfuckers that y'all can't touch. I might got 10, but I know I got 5 that y'all can't fuck with at all. You know what I'm saying? And until niggas start carrying it like that on a consistent level, and niggas show that they can actually do that and make palatable songs and like have the marriage between the two things, it's gonna be an uphill battle, man. You know, but again, I wish I could tell y'all my plan, but I cannot at this time. But I do have something to contribute to the conversation. I just cannot reveal before it's ready, because niggas gonna try to take my shit and I refuse. So just stay tuned, man. I don't know what's going on with the algorithm on YouTube. I don't know what's going on with the notifications. I've definitely seen some disconnect in the views lately. I don't think it's completely y'all missing out on this stuff. I think there's something going on with the algorithm. I think there's something going on with YouTube as a whole. Every time they make changes to the UI behind the scenes, us as the creators end up suffering in some way, whether it be the chat fucking up, whether it be videos randomly muting during premieres or whatever's going on. So I'm not going to say that y'all just ain't showing up, because I understand that there's some technical difficulties that do play into this stuff. But hey, man, I'm going to need y'all to be loud and proud when y'all come up in here. You know what I'm saying? Engage with the chat, engage in the comments. As long as y'all respectful, we ain't going to have no problems. I'm going to remain respectful as well. There's some people that be going too far with the bullshit, and I be having to address them. But we going to get away from that too moving forward, because again, I got some shit up the sleeve, man. Not to mention, not even talking about my album, but some shit that I'm trying to do on a larger level. But stay tuned, man, and continue to hype these videos. I know y'all only get a certain amount of points and stuff like that, but be sure to do that. Y'all ain't gonna want to miss out, all right? Much love and respect. I'll see y'all on the next one. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe, become an insider. If you've been watching me for a year straight and still have not subscribed to the channel, hit that button, quit playing, and I'm going to see y'all soon, all right? Peace.
Yeah, family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'm never politicking, the drama be piling on. Father and great son acknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 sit bank accounts, every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I can do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there, we ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The sympathy calls consulting for the state.